creating a one-pager. We're going to start a project today that I hope you won't finish too quickly. This is the kind of project that you can keep adding to. And when I had a regular classroom, we always did this on paper and we kept a file, and at the end of the year we made a scrapbook of them. So maybe some of you have a brother or sister or friend who has one of those scrapbooks from last year. But you can do this electronically, but I am hoping you're going to find a piece of paper and do it just with paper and pencil, because as you can see from these examples, it's a chance to really use your art. So what is a one-pager? Just from looking at these examples, you can see that it involves some writing and some art. Okay, a one-pager is a way of sharing your learning, and every one-pager should have these parts. And I will put this on Seesaw so you can come back to this. You can watch the video again. But your one-pager should have a title, whether it's about a book or whether it's about an idea or some experience you've had. It will have a title. Every one-pager should have illustrations. You're all artists, and you can use different kinds of art to show that. It doesn't have to be just like the ones you've seen. It may be design, it may be using color in artistic ways. It should have a border. Now, not every one of these does, but that really kind of makes it pop, and the border should be connected. So if you read a book about a person who was always cooking up amazing recipes, your border might have cooking spoons or chef hats or aprons, or it might have something to do with the cook, with the kitchen. If it was about something to do with music, maybe there'd be music notes. Maybe it was a book about somebody who took an adventure on a river and you might have water going all around. Your border should connect to your theme. And you should definitely use some vocabulary words. So if it was about a science project, you'd use those kind of words. If it was about math, if it was about a book, about a character, about something that happened in the book, there might be some important words that pop out. And this one is the fun one. The space needs to be filled. So we're going to take a look at some examples and see how different students have done these. So look at how they've organized it. There is not one way, there's just many ways, as long as they have all those pieces. So this looks like it's a one-pager about a bird. And this person made an acrostic poem. They have a question. Over here they have some facts. All the way along, it tells something cool about the bird. And then there's the illustration. Now here's one. Researchers have discovered a major problem with The Little Mermaid. So they looked at a movie, or maybe it was the book, and really looked at some of the problems with that. And so all around here, girls rule too. So it must be all about looking at kind of the way The Little Mermaid was portrayed. Okay, here's one on acceptance. Let's see, where's the title? Oh boy, this is a little harder to find the title on this one. So I'm wondering, maybe this is the title, maybe it's over here. So that might be something to think about, but oh my goodness, what beautiful illustrations. And it seems to me there's something really cool going on where the upper half, just because something isn't happening for you right now doesn't mean it will never happen. See, the author used determination. So I'm still having trouble finding her title here. So that might be the only thing that I would change on that one. Okay, how about this one? It looks again like they're looking at the Little Mermaid and how maybe that wasn't the best video or best model of a girl. So again, I don't see the title on this so well. So that would be something to really think of. Here's one, Clatsop. So again, we've got the title, the Clatsop. So I could read about it. Something about Lewis and Clark. So as I could learn about it, I can go all around the page learning about that. And it looks like the symbol of the elk represents how they inspired the Corps of Discovery. Ooh, Clatsop South. So it sounds like it might be a place. Aha, we've got a map in here. So as you look at a one-pager, it's kind of like reading a graphic novel. You go round and round. Here's one on energy. Okay, so before you start, I encourage you to get a piece of paper and just brainstorm. Do you like it kind of organized? Do you like something in the middle and then facts going around? There are templates out there, but if you get to know me, you'll find I like to have my own ideas. So this person is just thinking, what do I want to say? How am I going to draw it? And as you put it together, your one pager should be about a book. Now, it should be about a book that you've read really recently or you're in the middle of. So your one pager should have the title and the author. Somewhere on the one pager, there should be a summary. You should have a border. And like we said, the border should connect to your story. So if your character is a gymnast, maybe there's something to do with gymnastics. I don't know, leotards or mats or something. If it's about an adventure, it might be maybe it takes place in the mountains. Whatever your border is, it should fit with your story. This is the big one. Fill the page, and that doesn't mean to just take a scribble and just color all over it. It means really fill it with information and art. And here's one that you may add. Having a quote by your character really makes it powerful. If you can find something meaningful that your character said, that is a really great way to kind of draw our interest, help us understand the book. And then for a lot of you, you will share that. That will make the book something another person may want to read. So let's just see. Do they have the title? Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred Taylor. Okay. Do they have the title and the author? Yes. Let's see if there's the summary now. It looks to me like here it is. Oh, here it is. I think the summary is in here. It's in different pieces. Okay, is there a border and did they fill the page? In this case, there really isn't a border. And so that might be something they could push for, but they really filled the page and they've got images from here, from the book. They've got really kind of a cool one here where you kind of makes you want to know, well, who is sitting up there? Here is a quote, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Ooh, who said that in there? Here's another one. When CJ objected and told everybody it was RW and Melvin, they beat him with savage blows. Oh, and now they've actually said, wow, they had something that stands out here. So you can see that that person really did everything. I do really like a border, but yeah, you're an artist. It may not work for your book. Okay, let's take one more. Now here's somebody who read that same book, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. They have a border of important little phrases from the book going all the way around. They've got the house, that must have been an important thing in the book. Words of the wise. They've got quotes on here. Big Ma tells the Logan, and I can't make it all out right here, we shall overcome. It's a folk song made popular by Joan Baez in 1965. Oh, and it tells about that. It makes me want to listen to that song. They have filled it up. They've kind of done a little bit of a cop-out. I would like to see it a little more filled with writing and art, but this is your first one-pager. So you don't have to worry too much about it, that it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, here's another one. This is a book called The Book Thief. They definitely have a border going along. They got some really cool art, and I love the way that this writing is kind of over this person's face. I'm thinking they must have started by drawing the person and then filled it in. And you can see this person had a lot to say. And then we'll look at one more. This is another one. This is about a poem called The Road Not Taken. And that's one of my favorite poems. I love that poem. And it's about a traveler in the wood, and he comes to a stop and he has to decide, ooh, which path do I take? And it's a metaphor for life. And so I'm sure that if you could pull that up and really read it all, you'd see that, well, what does that mean? You can't do two things. If you're really torn between two decisions, you have to make one. And then you always wonder, well, what would have happened if I did the other? And they don't have a border on this again, but they do have a beautiful illustration. They've got a lot of writing. They have the title, they have the poem, or the author, they have all of that. So this is your goal today, to get started on it. And I am hoping, now I have seen kids who do beautiful one-pagers, They actually sketch a plan on a scrap piece of paper or in their writer's notebook, and then they come back and they add to it and they add to it on a different piece of paper. And so that's a really good way of sharing your work. So I look forward to working with you. And then at some point when we meet in small groups, we are going to share our one pagers. So you're on a schedule where we meet every few days. So begin to work on this. This should not be something you dash off. I've had kids take 2 hours on one of these, and they don't do it all at once, but they come back and then later they decide, oh, I've written enough and I'm going to color some. And then they think, oh, yeah, I should put that in. So this should be a project that you work at for some time.